Hello, welcome to Chat Makeup with Jill. Today we're going to do a little bit of highlighting and contouring, and I've simplified it so it doesn't have to be difficult or take a long time. There's a lot of different ways you can do it and a lot of different products you can use, but this is the way that I have found is the simplest, which would be more of a everyday user friendly, and that is to use loose powder. I like to use the color Fierce. The cool thing about this is 29 bucks, and I've had the same one for 5 years, okay? Same one for 5 years, and there's still that much left in there. There's still a ton left, so it really gives you a lot of bang for your buck. A very simple way of doing this is to use a blusher brush, okay? A blusher brush is great because it's angled, and you're gonna get the proper placement. So I'm going to press some into my brush, and I'm going to start with my cheeks. So to carve a nice cheek out, the best way to find the placement is to kind of make the kissy fish face, and it naturally has that line, which is kind of like up here by your ear, the corner of your hair, and it angles in right to the corner of your mouth. You don't want to go all the way into the corner of your mouth, but that's the angle you're going to take. You stop about midway of your brow. So about the arch of your brow. And I press it in. Look at the big difference I have from this side to this side. Then I feather up, just real lightly, light pressure, feather up and feather down. And that's gonna blend it. You can use creams and stuff, but if you're not super experienced, it's gonna be difficult for you to blend. Okay, other side. Okay, my face is thinner. I have a cheekbone now. Let's do the forehead. So you're gonna do a little bit around the hairline. And then you just feather it down. You can also do your chin to kind of minimize this area. Don't go too dark here. You don't want to overdo this area. Gives your face a little bit more shape. Okay, for the nose, I like to use this blending brush. This is a blending eye brush, but it works so fabulous for the side of the nose. And you bring it right up into the corner of the eye. So the side of the nose. And we'll do the other side. Light pressure is all I'm doing. And you can do the little ball of your nose too. If you need to do the side here, you can. Careful not to use too much pigment. This part is harder to blend, I find. Okay. Now let's move on to highlighting. And like I said, this is highlighting contouring made very simple. I like to kill two birds with one stone. So I like to use my concealer for my highlighter because I already need concealer under my eyes. And so we can just use it to highlight. I like to put it on my hand. Concealer's easy to work, easier to work with if it's warmed up. So just the warmth of my skin is typically enough. I have a nice concealer brush here. You only need a tiny bit. That's the beauty of these products, is you really only need a tiny bit. So pull it away from the eye. You're going to create almost a triangle like that. I'm going to wipe my brush off so I can get up under here. Now I'm using one shade lighter than my foundation. You can use up to 2 shades lighter is what I would recommend. 1 to 2 shades lighter, depending on how dramatic you like it. Sometimes I do more dramatic than others. You can also use a really light colored powder to do this. It's just what your personal preference are. Like I said, I like to use concealer because it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's covering my under eye circles and doing my highlighter all in one. Okay, do a little bit down the nose. Between the eyes, it's going to be almost an upside down triangle. So I do that, and then I just blend it out. So easy, does not have to take forever to do, and your face is going to look fabulous. Okay, the other areas sometimes I like to do is right here, the Cupid's bow, right down, and then I'll just blend it out. And a little bit on the chin. And I'm just blending the edges out. See how lovely that looks? So a couple things you can add to it. If you're somebody who likes to use concealer, but your concealer shifts and moves, then what you can do is you can set all of those areas that we just did with concealer with the translucent setting powder. So this is Touch Behold Unique Translucent Setting Powder. And I just like to use a flat foundation brush. So I have this foundation brush, and you only need a little bit, and I'm just gonna lightly brush it over the areas that we just did concealer. This is gonna set it, make it stay, and it's not gonna shift and crease and settle and all of that business. Okay, so if you're somebody who likes to use bronzer as well, I know sometimes it can be tricky if you're trying to do all sorts of things. So I'm just gonna kind of show you how you compare your bronzer with doing a contouring. This is Younique's Beachfront Bronzer in the color Malibu. And I have my powder puff brush, and I'm just gonna swirl it along the bronzer, swirl it in the cap. This kind of just helps distribute it evenly in my brush. And then I'm just gonna lightly go right above the contour and just sweep a little bit above it. And then I can just lightly dust those same areas. When I do a bronzer, I like to bring it down my neck a little bit. So do a little on my ear because you don't want to have all this on your face and then have like a pasty white ear. So I'll kind of bronze up my ear a little bit, but don't forget to wash your ear with like a makeup remover if you're doing that, okay? And you can bring a bronzer down onto your neck, and I feel like it just really brings everything together. Okay, so hopefully you caught those areas that I did the bronzer. Then you compare your blush on top of that. Let's use a really pretty highlighter blush. Highlighters are so in. They're beautiful. This color is called Serene. I have a blusher brush. Swirl it around. And then you're just gonna put that above the bronzer, and they'll just kind of all blend together. Such a beautiful color. I love Serene so much. This was a limited edition color that I hope they bring it back. I have a few in my stock, but other than that, you cannot buy these on the website anymore. Okay, so there it is. This is highlighting and contouring made so simple. Your face, you're gonna feel younger and thinner, and you're gonna look beautiful. So let me know if you need any of these products. I can help you get them. And I hope you found this valuable and helpful. And thanks for watching Chat Makeup with Jill. Bye.